if you'd like to come around and sit back onto your heels for me. And today, we're just going to start off by letting one arm come up towards the top end of your mat. Now with the other arm, I'd like you to bring it back towards your foot. And then from here, just gently start to draw your ear down to the ground. And I want you to look back towards your knee and towards your foot. And then from here, if you can, reach your fingers a little bit further up and across. So you're going to feel quite a deep stretch coming through your lats and into the side of your body. And let's gently draw the body back up. Change your hands over, so reach your hand up towards the top end of your mat. Let the other hand come back towards your foot. Letting your head draw down in towards the floor. And then just walking your hand up a little bit more and walking it across if you need to. And you're looking back towards your knee. So again, we're getting that stretch, come all the way through your lats into the side of your body. And just notice your body at this stage. Notice how it feels. Notice what's going on. And then walking your hand all the way back over. Now taking both hands up to the top of your mat. And now if we could draw the body nice and slowly to pull up and along the ground. Elbows in, shoulders down and lifting your chin. And then if we could draw the body up, come up into a cat stretch, rounding up through the shoulders and looking up towards your navel. And then take the head and the tailbone away and sit yourself back down upon your heels. And again, let's gently pull the body to pull up and along the ground, downwards with your shoulders, opening up your shoulders and your chest. And then pulling on up into your cat stretch, rounding through the spine. And then taking your head and your tailbone away and sitting all of the way back down upon your heels. And again, bring the body through, lift and open the shoulders, opening the chest. Coming up into your cat stretch, pulling up through the belly, up through the shoulders, up through your back. And then taking your head and your tailbone away and sitting all of the way back down upon your heels. And again, bring the body to pull up and through. And then coming up into your cat stretch, pulling all of the way up, really stretch through the shoulders and the back. Taking the head and tailbone away and sitting all of the way back down onto your heels. Now this time, bring the body up and through, and then curling the toes. We're going to send the hips all the way back. Take the head down through your arms and come out into your downward dog. Draw forwards into a plank, and then bending your knees and gently releasing all of the way back down upon your heels. And again, bring the body through, rolling down the shoulders, opening out with your shoulders and your chest, curling the toes, sending the hips back and letting your head draw down through your arms. Coming forwards into your plank and then bending your knees and sitting all of the way back down upon your heels. And again, bring the body up and through, curling the toes and sending the hips back and the head down. Draw forwards into your plank and then bending your knees and gently releasing back down onto your heels. And again, bring the body up and through, curling the toes and sending your hips back and lowering your head down. Draw forwards into a strong plank, bending your knees and gently releasing on back. And one more time. Bring the body up, open out the shoulders, lifting the chin, curl the toes, and releasing all the way back into your downward dog. Now stay in down dog and walking off a little on the spot. So we're just starting to pedal down, one heel and then the other, working the hips a little bit from side to side if you can, spreading your fingers nice and wide to the floor, and just noticing how your body feels again, noticing the energy that you have today. Notice how your back feels, your hamstrings feel. And then if we can come all of the way back down upon your knees, and we'll place the right foot forwards. Taking your left leg back. Now if we just place down the right hand to the outside of your right foot, bring your left arm upwards and take a little bit of an arc to come over. Now looking up towards your hand, again we're going to feel this stretch coming up into the left side of your body. And bringing your hand all of the way back down. Let's curl the toes, lift up the back knee, turning open to the right and raising your right arm up. Again, just see how that is. You could stay here if that's enough. Or to make it a little bit deeper, you go to the outside edge of your back foot and open your front foot. And then from here, maybe draw your body to open backwards. And then gently roll it all of the way back round. Let the knee back down onto the floor. Now we can bring your arms all the way up through the middle. Just letting go with your shoulders a little. Taking your palms a little bit closer if that feels okay. Maybe taking the right hand back behind the left. Wrist wrapping and squeezing out the space behind your head. And then let's let your arms all the way back down again, moving onto that back knee, drawing back your toes, coming into another, again, calf and hamstring stretch. So just sending the hips back a little bit, rolling open the shoulders. Just take a couple of breaths there. Eventually, we'll find that the toes come a little bit further back, okay? Eventually, we'll find that we get a little bit more flatness to the line of the back. So instead of it rounding over, you'll be able to move a little bit more from the hips and the lower back. Let's come up into the middle. And we're just going to take a little bit of a stretch out from the sides of your body. So if you can bring the hands all the way up towards the ceiling, ears and arms together. Take a deep breath in. And as you breathe out, activate your waist and then start to let your arms draw up and over. Breathing in, bringing it back up. Breathing out, activate your waist and start to bring your arms up and over. Working out into the lower back. Still comes a little into the hip flexors here. And of course coming up into your lats, into latissimus dorsi, just underneath your shoulder blade. And let's bring it all of the way back up, letting your arms back down. And if we step forwards with your left foot. Now taking down your left hand to the outside of your left foot, raising your right arm, taking a little bit of an arc to come over, looking up towards your palm. And then bring your hand all of the way back down. Curl the toes, lift up the back knee and opening out to the left, raising your left arm. And again, if that's enough, stay there. If you can, turn open your front foot and go to the outside edge of your back foot and open your body back a little bit further. And then coming all of the way back round, letting your knee back down upon the floor. Let's draw back up with your upper body, raising both of your arms. And then maybe taking your left hand back behind your right and drawing back a little bit more. releasing your arms all of the way back down. Move onto that back knee, drawing back your toes, and then shifting your tailbone backwards, opening back the collarbone and pressing from the centre of your chest downwards. So feeling that stretch coming into the hamstring, coming up into the calf. Always just again be aware if you've got a tightness behind the knee which feels like it's pulling a lot, just soften the knee, bend the knee a little bit, ease that off, alright? Know where you need to be with your body today. Alright, now if you can gently release out, I'd like you to come around onto your back please. And I'm just going to talk through the usage of your breath, the usage and alignment of your body, okay, and then we'll start to work into your practice. But if you could bend the knees, be able to reach your heels with your fingertips, and just check out that your feet aren't turning open, that you've got a parallel position with both feet. Letting your shoulders and your chest open out. And then if we start off today by just pressing the lower back gently down towards the floor, and then letting your back lift up and draw away from the ground. Taking your lower back down upon the floor, flatten it down towards the ground. And then releasing your back out to neutral. So you feel that you have that very gentle gap just between the lower back and the floor. Feels very natural. Bring the shoulders to pull a little higher towards your ears. Roll the shoulders back and take them down. Do that again. Let's roll the shoulders upwards, take them backwards, walk them down, and then wriggle out the neck from your shoulders. So really opened out now the top line to your body. Take a deep breath in through your nose for me. And as you breathe out through your mouth, blow the breath out with a little bit of energy. Okay, so as you breathe in, lateral thoracic breathing. As you breathe out, blow the breath out. And I want you to draw the navel back to the spine and engage with the core. So as you breathe in, your belly is going to remain flat and calm. As you breathe out, I would like you to start to think of drawing up from the pelvic floor, imagining that you could draw your hip bones together and start to feel that you're pulling up behind the surface muscles. So again, as you breathe in, ribs widening, lateral thoracic breath. As you breathe out, engaging with the core, feeling like you're pulling up from the arches of the feet, the inner lining of the legs, the lifting up from the pelvic floor all the way up to your transverse abdominis muscle. So you start to feel the waist drawing in a little bit tighter. Now let's start by working into shoulder bridge today. So taking a breath in, letting the ribs widen up. And as you breathe out, carefully work the back to imprint and start to lift and peel your back away from the ground, coming up onto your upper back. Breathing in, ribs are widening up for me. And then as you breathe out, lowering your back down, vertebrae by vertebrae, and then all of the way back out to neutral. So breathing in, the ribs widen. As you breathe out, tilt the tailbone and start to lift up. Try not to clench your buttocks. Breathing in at the top, and then breathing out as you lower all of the way down to imprint and back out to neutral. Breathing in, the ribs widen. As you breathe out, imprinting the back, peeling the spine from the floor, travelling all of the way up into that fluid movement. Breathing in and breathing out as you lower. And if that's enough today, I'd like you to continue just lifting and lowering the hips today. I'm going to be working with the arms today as well. So breathing in, as you breathe out, imprinting your back, peeling the spine from the floor. As you breathe in, raise both of your arms. As you breathe out, engaging your core as your arms go back a little. Breathing in as you raise your arms back up again. And then breathing out to lower your arms and your back all of the way back down to the floor again. Breathing in to prepare. As you breathe out, imprinting your back and lifting your hips. Breathing in to raise both of your arms. As you breathe out, engaging your core as your arms go back a little. Breathing in as you raise your arms back up again. And then breathing out to lower your arms and lower your back all of the way back down to the floor. One more time. Breathing in. As you breathe out, imprinting your back and lifting all the way up onto your shoulders. Breathing in, raising both arms. As you breathe out, take your arms back a little. Try not to raise your shoulders. Breathing in to raise your arms back up. And breathing out, lowering your arms and lowering your back all of the way back down. Now if we could take the legs to lengthen out and away from us. Walk your shoulders away from your ears again. And as you bring your leg up towards the ceiling, breathing in. As you lower your leg back down, breathing out. Changing to the other leg. Breathing in, raising the leg upwards. And breathing out as you lower the leg downwards. Now, same as I said earlier, when we were hamstring stretching earlier, if your hamstrings are feeling a little bit tight today, soften at the knee as the leg comes higher, and then bring that leg back down to the floor straight. Alright, but just be aware you've got a neutral back. Alright, if you're losing neutral, bend the knee. Breathing in to bring the leg up. Breathing out, engaging with the core as you lower that leg down. Okay, now this is our first stage, and today, if you wish to, you can stay with it. For those of you who want to make it a little harder, I need you to be okay with an unassisted neck. So we're going to lift up the other leg from the floor to take this up into an intermediate level. I'm holding on behind the knee as I bring one leg up towards the ceiling, breathing in. And as I lower that leg down and away, breathing out. Breathing in to bring it up. And breathing out to lower it down. Put the distance of a fist between my chin and chest. So pretty much I'm gazing towards my knees. And as I lower the leg down, I'm just being very, very aware. I'm not dropping the leg and I'm not holding the leg very hard. I'm holding myself up there using rectus abdominis, the surface six-pack muscle, okay, on the front of your abdominals. And so as you lower the leg, really feeling that whole set of abdominal muscles working, but not feeling your back. If your back is kicking in, okay, rein it back down a little bit. 2 more if you can. Breathing out to lower, breathing in, come back up. 1 more time, breathing out to lower, and breathing in. And then gently bend your knees and place your feet back down. Now, if we gently draw ourselves over to one side, and carefully bring yourself around, back up onto your hands and knees again. Now I'm going to work us up into our plank, okay? We're currently holding this out at 22 breaths. But again, I just need you to be aware of where you are today with your practice. Really don't feel like you need to do it all, alright? You're going to do what you can do with good quality. And as soon as it feels like you're just struggling to get to the end, we've already lost the quality of the Pilates, alright? So it needs to be when we're in position, we feel the ribs widening, and as we breathe out, we feel the abdominals pulling up, alright? The back is in neutral, alright, so that we're not sinking into the back, shoulders are drawn down, gaze is ahead of us, alright, so we're not bending the head down, looking underneath us, and of course you can do this either on your knees, alright, or on your toes, which will be harder. And just as a sideline, those of you who are having troubles with your shoulders, problems with the shoulders at the moment, maybe try being on your hands for some of it. Alright, it will make it easier. Alright, so just see where you need to be. Okay, so work it for yourself. Let's place the forearms down. So this is about building up a little stamina. Elbows are tucked in, so they've not gone out too wide. We've worked the knees back, okay, and like I say, we haven't got the hips going too high. and equally we're not dipping in the back. We're looking slightly ahead, and if this is enough, stay here. If you can, lengthen through the legs and push back into your heels and squeeze the back side a little. Let's set up your breath here, so you're breathing in, and as you breathe out, pulling up through with your abdominals. Breathing in, breathing out, navel back to the spine. Breathing in, breathing out, connecting with your core. Breathe in and out 4. In, out 5. In, out 6. In, out 7. Keep squeezing the back side. In, out 8. In, out 9. Keep drawing the shoulders back. In, out 10. In, out 11. In, out 12. In, out 13. In, out 14. In, out 15. In, out 16. In, out 17. In, out 18. In, out 19. In, out 20. In, out 21. And in, out 22. Good. And gently lower yourself back down upon your belly. Now I'm just going to work into a little release stretch for the shoulders. So I've got my palms going flat down and in alignment with my shoulders. Alright, so palms are facing down. Now I'm going to roll towards you. Okay, so I'm going to keep one hand flat on the floor, roll towards the shoulder and bring the knees in. The other arm can come up if you wish. Okay, but if you would prefer, you can keep the hand in front. Now the head can be up or down, again depending on what kind of other practice you do. If you practice yoga, you're probably going to be okay to bring that head back, and we tend to look back, don't we, in these sort of postures. But if you're not used to that, then keep your head down, that's fine. And then we'll come around to the other side. Okay, so come back onto your belly. Slide that hand out and along the floor. Keep it flat onto the floor. Roll your body towards it. And then we can bring the other arm up. And then bringing the body all of the way back round onto your belly. Okay, so I'm going to work into the breaststroke next. So this is going to work into postural muscles around the shoulders and the upper back. If we could turn the feet slightly in towards each other and relax out your buttocks here. Letting your shoulders drop to the floor. Now I'm going to be working in both stages. So I'm going to start off with the shoulders, drawing back, and then I'm going to offer up. We hover and we work the arms forwards and backwards. So feel free to stop, have another little look at what we're up to, but do the bits that you feel that you're working well with. Let me just remind you as well, we want 30% from the back and 70% from the core. So you really want to be using the core to lift you instead of overloading the back. Although what I will say is the back muscles will work a little bit for you. Okay, just try and keep the buttocks switched off if you can. So let's drop the arms down by your side. And as we breathe in, peel back both shoulders. As you breathe out, engaging with your core and lifting and hovering. Breathing in to stay, and then breathing out as we lower and we're letting the shoulders fall to the floor. Breathing in, peel back both shoulders. Breathing out, drawing the navel back to the spine as you lift and hover. Breathing in to stay, and then breathing out as you lower, letting your shoulders draw back to the floor. Breathing in, peel back both shoulders. Breathing out, drawing the navel back to the spine as you lift to hover. Breathing in to stay, and then breathing out as you lower and let your shoulders draw back to the floor. Breathing in, peel back both shoulders. Breathing out, draw the navel back to the spine as you lift. Breathing in to stay. And then breathing out as you lower, and we're letting the shoulders back down. Alright, now in the next stage, breathing in, roll back both shoulders. Breathing out to lift and hover. And if you wanted to, you've got the space today, breathing in to reach your arms ahead of you. And breathing out as you draw your arms back. Breathing in to reach your arms ahead. And breathing out as you draw back. Now you keep your core locked on that version. Don't let it go. Okay, and as you pull back, engaging. Good strong connection with your core. Alright, and then from there, back is working a little bit. You're working into range of motion through latissimus dorsi. Trying not to bring your shoulders up. Let's finish that last one. Breathing in, nice straight arms. Breathing out as you press on back. And letting your body go. Okay, so bringing maybe one, okay, or both heels in towards you. Now you could do this stretch on your side. I'm going to be stretching out the front of your thighs. So if you would prefer, lay over onto your side instead. Tilt the pelvis forwards, squeeze the backside tight and see if the thighs will lift. Don't worry if they won't. And take a couple of breaths there. Okay, not going too far too soon. Alright, if you're doing one leg, swap to the other leg for me. If you're doing both and you're happy to lift, draw your body up and open your chest up too. Good. And take a couple of breaths. Just slow the breathing down. And then letting it go. Okay, hands underneath your shoulders. Bring your body up if you're on your belly, okay? And then we're just going to come into an exaggerated cat stretch. So if we can plant the fingers just slightly off the sides of your mat. And then from here, bending the elbows and letting your chest come down through the middle. So you do take a little bit of an arch to the back. And then as you pull up, tucking your head in and stretching up through the middle of your back. And then again, as we come down into this melting heart posture, chest comes down through your arms, elbows go back, and then tucking the head in, all the way up and stretching through the middle of your back, looking up to your belly. And again, let's come down. And so you can do this with your hands flat on the floor and draw out. You just wouldn't get the same range, alright? But if you're struggling, of course, put your hands flat down. One more time. Coming through the middle. And then all of the way up, lifting through the shoulders and the back. And then gently release yourself back. Okay, pop around to seated for me. And I'd like to work into your roll back. Now, if you have a band or anything that you're currently using, please use it. If at the moment your back is a little bit tight, it needs a little bit of encouragement, you don't want to go all the way back onto the floor, use a cushion behind your lower back. That would be okay too. So I'm going to work up, I'm going to build it up as always, like I do with a lot of the postures, work to your level, okay? So we want to be right on top of the sit bones. This is not our goal, but this is something that we could work towards. Because a lot of us, we tend to spend time on the back of the buttocks, okay? We want to kind of re-educate these lower back muscles to pull up and start to do a little bit better job for us. Make them become a little bit stronger. So we're taking a breath in, letting ribs widen. As you breathe out, consciously work towards that back area of your buttocks and consciously C-curve your lower back away from you. Breathing in at halfway and then breathing out and engaging your core as you come up. And you can flex or point your toes, you know, or that's entirely up to you. Deep breath in. As you breathe out, very gently lower your back, maybe a little bit further. Breathing in, and then breathing out, gently drawing your body up. Try and create a little bit of movement into that lower back. Okay, deep breath in. As you go back, if it feels good too, take your lower back down into an imprint and just touch down at the bottom of your shoulder blades. Breathing in and breathing out as we slowly come back up. What we try not to do is take the head back. Okay, we want to keep it just slightly tucked. Now, for those of you who want to work harder, put one hand across your chest. Okay, so one hand is on your shoulder. Deep breath in. As you breathe out, slowly lower, vertebrae by vertebrae. Breathing in and then breathing out, engaging with your core and drawing all of the way up, sitting all the way on top of your sit bones, and change your arms over. Breathing in. As you breathe out, engaging with your core, nice and slowly. Breathing in and out, engage with your core, drawing all of the way up, trying to make it a lovely continuous movement. We're trying to keep the feet in touch with the floor, and we're trying to keep the body from launching itself off the ground. So everything that we're doing is really in control. There's no sudden jerking the body up off the floor. All right, last one. Breathing in. As you breathe out, slowly working through. Breathing in and breathing out, drawing all of the way back on up. Okay, now we're going to take the hands back behind us in readiness to work the triceps. So I'd like you to place your feet flat to the floor to begin. We'll work in 2 stages, so then you can choose which stage that you'd rather work with today. As we did back, breathing in, and then as we push away from the ground, breathing out. So using the ground as your force. Breathing in, dipping back, and then breathing out, pushing on up, okay? And if that's already quite hard, carry on with that, okay? That's a good stage. Stop when you need to. Some of you might be comfortable with straightening your legs, and then as you draw your hips towards the ceiling, you're breathing out and pointing your toes upon the floor, and breathing in as you lower. Okay, so as you come up, breathing out, and breathing in as you lower. Alright, and this one, when you're lifting, really pull back into your core. You are going to clench the buttocks a little bit here on that back, okay? It's working the whole back of your body, this one. But really use that element of the core usage to make your body a little bit more manageable. Alright, so be it if you're dipping or be it if you're lifting, alright? Make the core work with the movement for you. Alright, we're going to finish off your last one. If you're lifting, and breathing in as you lower. Okay, let's give our triceps a little bit of a release. So we can take the hand to come back behind the head, and then we can give a little bit of an assisted stretch. Now you might be able to find your fingers, okay, which looks like this. So we might be able to find the fingers behind the back and hold on. It doesn't matter, okay, which one you do. It needs to be that, again, we're trying to get the body to be in a more upright posture because we're still working into our Pilates practice. And we want to get this stretch along the back of your arm. Okay, so it's just basically whichever one works better for you. And let's swap the arms over. So we're either encouraging the elbow back, which will give us the assisted stretch, or we reach back and we find the fingers.
posturing for you today. So come around and I'm going to have the feet, okay, with the soles of the feet together with the knees slightly open. Now have a little look at this first before we get going, okay? I'm going to lean to one side, and as I lean, I'm lifting one buttock off the floor, okay? My arm is going to come over, and I'm keeping my arm and upper body still with my shoulder down, but I'm lowering the hip towards the floor, all right? So in essence, I'm lengthening down through the side of my body. So I'm looking to use resistance with that hip to go down whilst keeping the shoulders very, very lovely and open, okay? So we're leaning a little over, okay, that hip is up, and then from there, breathing out to push down to one side, breathing and let the hip come back up. But I want you to try and find that you're using your core, you're using your lats, and you're using your oblique muscles. You're using the waist. So breathing out, press down, breathing and back up. And try and use this area of the body, not this hand, okay? So breathing out, push down into the buttock and back up. And again, breathing out, press downwards. All right, change sides. So reaching over and let the hip come up, okay? So we need a lift to begin with. Then from here, take it down, breathe out, breathe in, back up. And again, breathe out, take it down, keep the chest and the body open, breathing in. Remember, you're using your core, you're using your oblique muscles, you're not using the hand, okay? Don't use the hand that's on the floor to push you over. I know it's very tempting. Breathing out to press down. It's quite subtle, all right? And it's really, again, like I say, you really have to know your body. You have to know what you're using. Otherwise, you're just going to go pushing your bottom on the floor, okay? So it's kind of like, there's more to it than that, okay? All right, relax. Now I'm going to go a little bit further. So, coming up with the arm, lifting the hip, take a breath in, breathing out, press down. I'm going to take 3. 1, and breathe out. 2, 1 more, breathe out, lengthen. And then from here, reach over and all of the way around. And then come over to the other side. So we're lifting, lift the hip. And as you press down, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, keep your upper body still, breathe out. Now keep the buttocks down, bend out from your waist and reach around, breathe in and out as you come all of the way up and round. So we have that lovely rotation coming through. All right, let's do that again. Lift the hip and breathe out, press down. And again, breathe out, work through the waist, work through the core and down. 1 more, breathe out, lengthen. And then reach forwards, breathe in and breathe out, reach it all of the way over and around. 1 more time. Okay, so stretching up, lift the buttock up. And then from there, breathe out, press down and back. And again, breathe out, move through the waist to get the buttock down. And again, 1 more, breathe out, press down through the waist, keep the buttock down, breathe in, and then breathe out all the way around and back on up. Okay, all right, bring yourself around onto your side. Next, we're going to work into your hips. So today we're going to be working with the leg coming forwards, backwards, up, down, and to circle. All right, now in particular, when you do the circle action with the leg, notice which way you favour. And then I'd like you to go around the other way afterwards, okay, so that we do everything equally. Now, if you'd like to prop your head up and bring your legs so they just come slightly off the front edge of your mat. Feel that the hips are stacked up and draw again down with your upper body. Take your top leg up to hip height. As you come forwards, breathing in, and flexing your foot. As you go back, breathing out, pointing your toe and keeping that leg in alignment with your body. Breathing in, raising the leg up. Breathing out as you lower the leg down. Here comes the leg circle. Breathing in. And breathing out. Keep the core locked on so your body stays still. Let's start again. Breathing in, coming forwards, flex your foot. Breathing out, point your toes as you go back. Breathing in, raising the leg up. Breathing out, lowering the leg down. Go the other way to circle this time. Breathing in. And breathing out. Okay, let's go again. Breathing in, coming forwards. Breathing out, point your toes as you go back. Breathing in, raising the leg up. Breathing out, lowering the leg down. Point your toe. Go the easier way to circle this time. Make it nice and generous. Breathing in and out. One more time. Breathing in, coming forwards. Breathing out as you go back. Breathing in, raising the leg up. Breathing out, lowering the leg down. Circle the leg, the harder way this time. Breathing in and breathing out. Good job. Alright, now I'm going to balance this up straight away, I'm afraid. So I'm going to just flip you over the other way. Okay, so propping the head up. That's it. This is the only problem, is you know exactly what you're letting yourself in for now. So bringing both of your legs forwards. Top leg coming up to hip height. Breathing in, flexing your foot. Breathing out, pointing your toes. Your hip is working so hard with this exercise. Breathing in, you're working into glute medius as well as hip opening. Breathing out as you lower. Point your toe, and we're working range of motion. We're working strength within that ball and socket joint of your hip. Keep that core locked on. Alright, let's start again. Breathing in as you come forwards, flexing your foot. Breathing out, point your toes to go back. Breathing in, raising the leg up. Breathing out, lowering the leg down. Go the harder way to circle your leg this time. Breathing in and breathing out. Let's come forwards, breathing in, flex your foot. Breathing out, taking the leg back. Breathing in, raising the leg up. Breathing out, lowering the leg down. Go the easier way to circle. Breathing in, nice big generous circles. Breathing out, one more time. Breathing in, flex foot. Breathing out as you take the leg back. Breathing in, raise the leg up. Breathing out, lowering the leg down. And go the harder way circling. Breathing in. And breathing out. Alright, good job. Okay, come around onto your back for me. And I would like us to work up into the 100. So with this position, again, it's one of our stamina exercises. We have lots of layers that we can work into here. So if you want to stabilise your back a little bit more today, maybe you just take one foot off the floor and you keep one foot down on the ground. That will give you a little bit more control. That's always, in there. You can always use that as a possibility. We could have both feet up, alright, so long as we're not arching the back, we've still got a neutral spine. When we come up with head and shoulders, if it felt good to, we could maybe support the neck, or if the neck is okay unsupported, we could pat the air by our side. Alright, you may need to use a support behind the neck, a small cushion, maybe if you're having neck treatment, whenever you can next get your treatment. Some of you might be taking your legs out straighter, okay? Some of you, if you've worked up stronger, you might be taking the legs further away from the body. Alright, so you need to know, I'm going to take that count with you, alright? I want you to focus on your breathing, and I want you to
focus on breathing out and engaging with the core. So bring your legs into a position you can work with. Remember, you can change at any point. And set up what you're working with your upper body, be it you're supporting or you're keeping your head down today. Neutral back is in position for everybody. Breathing in, the ribs are widening. As you breathe out, squeeze and pull into the core as if you're squeezing a sponge inside of your body. You try and get that breath in for about 4 and out for about 6. And we're going with 20, 21, 22, 3, 24, 25, 26, 7, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 3, 34, 35, 36, 7, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 3, 44, 45, 46, 7, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 5, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 3, 64, 65, 66, 7, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 3, 74, 75, 76, 7, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 3, 84, 85, 86, 7, 88, 89, 90 with 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2 and 1. So carefully bend your knees, place your feet down, lower your head down. Now I'm just going to release the neck a little. So if you'd like to turn your head all the way over to one side and then see if you can get the ear down to the floor. And then gently roll through, but again pick the head up, place the ear down towards the floor as far as you can go. And then pick the head up and come back to the middle. And now give yourself a double chin and try and roll the back of your neck so that it touches down towards the ground. And then let your head come up a little. And we'll try that again. So giving yourself a double chin, really pull it in and try and press the back of your neck down towards the floor. And then release it gently away. So what we're doing there is trying to stretch down where the neck comes all the way up towards the base of your skull, okay? And we're trying to stretch that area away a little bit, so we lengthen out and try and release any tension that we've got around the back of the neck. And like I say, we should be able to get the back of the neck onto the floor, all right? It's only because we don't do that sort of exercise work with the neck, all right? So, you know, with time you would be able to. Let's gently from there come over onto one side and set yourself back up to seated. I would like to finish just with a little bit of release for the back again. So I'm going to give you prep for the boomerang, and then I'm going to give you the boomerang as the last exercise. The prep for boomerang is we would put the fingers underneath bent knees, and then we would very gently tuck under and then gently draw the body back, okay? So we breathe in as we tuck under and then breathe out as we come back on up, all right? And if you don't want
want to go any further than that today, please continue. Okay, it's a nice, again, gentle one to finish with. Otherwise, we have a rolling position. So I'm lengthening my legs out and away from me. Okay, again, 2 layers that we can work into. As we go back, gently using the hands and the elbows, the legs will come up. Now the first stage, you may just take your legs towards the ceiling, recross your legs over, and then as we come back up, a little bit of gentle assistance from the hands and the elbows, but try not to use the weight of your legs. And then we're folding over the knees. All right, now the full positions. Okay, so here comes breathing. You're in to prepare. As you breathe out, we're lowering the back into the floor, and maybe we're sending the legs over the top. Breathing in to change the legs over once. Breathing out, engaging with your core, and slowly drawing the body over. So you have a little bit of continuity with your upper body and your lower body. So it's not that you're going back and the legs are following on later. All right, the legs want to be following with the torso. Okay, so you're breathing in, breathing out to slowly go towards the floor. The legs may go up, they may go over, just don't force anything. Breathing in, changing the legs over, and as you come back down, breathing out, engaging with your core as you come all the way round, and slowly bow the head into your knees. Breathing in, breathing out. Try and use your abdominals to take your legs up. Try and use your abdominals to take the legs over. Breathing in, change it over. A little bit more core work. Use your abdominals to bring you through that slow continuity of movement of the back, rolling into that fluid lengthening. Okay, one more if you can. Breathing in, out to send the legs up, pointing your toes. Breathing in, changing it over, and breathing out, rolling slowly. Nice continuation, and then head down. All right, good job. Okay, well done. Let's from here, just bend up the right leg. Take your right leg over your left leg. You can keep your left leg straight, or if you feel okay with it, you can tuck it up underneath you. Then from here, bring your left arm to your right knee. Hug the knee in. You're going to feel the stretch coming through your right hip and into your lower back. You're looking over your right shoulder. And we're lengthening the spine in this twist. You could take your hand to a half prayer, so you'll bring your body round a little bit further, and some of you will bind, in which case you're going underneath the knee and finding the fingers underneath your body, underneath your leg. And then gently bring your body back on out. And let's change the legs over. So bring your left leg over the top of your right. Tuck your right leg to the side if it feels good to. Bring your right arm in towards your left knee. Sit the body up nice and tall, looking up over your shoulder. And then maybe you'll go into a half prayer, or maybe you'll go into bind. Let's gently untangle the body. Okay, so either coming round to a cross-legged position, or feel free to sit on your heels, okay, or have your legs out in front of you, however it feels good for you. I'm going to release out the neck, so I'm going to clasp my fingers up behind my back. Roll open the shoulders, sitting up nice and tall, but just very gently then lowering the neck, as if you were peeling your neck away from your wall. And then gently draw your head across. So you're looking down into the corner of your body. And bring the head through to the middle. And across to the other side. And bring it back to the middle. Bring the head up. And then taking one ear over towards one shoulder. And then gently take your head over to the other shoulder. And bring your head all the way back up and through. And let's just release the shoulders forwards of the body. Now, just kind of get that rounded back position so you stretch across the middle of your upper back. As you breathe in, use your abdominal strength, keep your shoulders down, take your gaze straight ahead. Breathing out, you're lowering your arms and your chest is opening back. So let's do that again. Switch the shoulders forwards, tuck the head in. As you breathe in, really pull up from the pelvic floor, engaging the core, gazing straight ahead, breathing out and squeeze your shoulder blades together behind you. One more time, bringing the shoulders to stretch across the upper back, breathing in, lifting high, lifting the chin, and breathing out, opening it back, releasing out your shoulders, and we'll finish with your practice there today. Well done, everybody. I'll take you off mute, okay, and if anybody would like to talk to me about anything that's come up today in your practice, please do, or if you've got a